time of 6:28.9. Wisconsin finishing second, 6:38.1. Harvard in third, 6:39.8. MIT in fourth, 6:53.5. And Penn, 6:58.5. We'll be heading out for this final race, final heat of the Varsity Fours coming up shortly. Why is there only 3 in that rep? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't sound possible. Well, there's rep 1, rep 2, rep 3, rep 4.
Yes, why?
But there should be 4. There should be 4 in each of them. In each of those reps.
Yeah. No, because another vote into the 7-vote semi. They won their protest.
Wait, what?
So Northeastern protested.
Who protested?
East, Northeastern. I am unbiased right now.
So wait, so what?
So the
I didn't hear
Northeastern
that.
and the varsity. Oh yeah, that's where they were all up there. I'm
I didn't hear
with
that.
old
Yeah.
teammates about it now.
No, I didn't hear anything.
You might need a refresher course.
And I know. I hear.
No, but we were. It's like a 2-bed, 1-bath. It's like $750,000.
Yeah, I know.
2 million. Like,
Okay, so here we go. Last heat of the heavyweight fours coming up. And we got our 6-boat race here. Columbia, Fairfield, Gonzaga, Cornell, Holy Cross, and Marietta out here in lane 6. So running from lane 1, Columbia, Marietta in the lane closest to the drone. And it looks like our early leader, Holy Cross, getting a nice start. Holy Cross in the black hull. You can see them in lane 5. They have the lead right now over Cornell. And it looks like Fairfield running in third, very close with Marietta. And Columbia and Gonzaga. Columbia is right there with Fairfield and Marietta, and Gonzaga just a little bit behind them. We have basically overlap of the 6-boat field right now. And it looks like Cornell's trying to reel in Holy Cross, who had the nice quick start. So right now, maybe a deck Holy Cross over Cornell with Marietta, Fairfield, and Columbia very close behind. So it's looking right now like we are going to have a very good race in heat number 4 of the Varsity 4 race. So crossing the line, you can see from the drone view, Holy Cross has that lead, but Cornell is inching back into it, right with Fairfield moving with them. Columbia as well is trying to creep up on that Holy Cross lead, and I think that Holy Cross lead is almost gone. So let's head out to the launch for the call of the middle 1,000.
The Cross out here in lane 5 seems to have the advantage at the moment. Very closely followed by Cornell in 4. Gonzaga in 3 is probably in 3rd, then switches back over here to Marietta in lane 6, then back over to 1 to Columbia, will be running in 5th, and Fairfield in 6th. Now Cornell takes the lead. Fairfield is up, beg your pardon, in lane 2 over Columbia. Yep. And Gonzaga. So Cornell is your leader. Holy Cross is second. And Cornell has about 4 seats on Holy Cross. Marietta, Fairfield running at 3rd, 4th spot. And all the way over to Columbia. And then back to Gonzaga. Thank you. Gonzaga, lane 3. Okay, looks like Holy Cross is taking a move here just before the 1,000. And they are being pressed out in lane 6 by Milwaukee. Oh, Marietta, sorry. Got that one wrong. Marietta. We got MCO on the guide sheet here. So very tight race here. Cornell first, Still a couple of seats up over Holy Cross and Marietta. And those three have really pulled away from the other three. Fairfield in fourth, Columbia 5, then Gonzaga. Marietta making a strong push here for first. And I think they've wrested it away from Cornell. Holy Cross now back in third as Marietta starts to put on a nice spurt here. Whether they can sustain it, we'll see. But they have really put on the gas here now as Stroke is almost got the bows of Holy Cross and Cornell. Holy Cross and Cornell are stroke for stroke and seat for seat. But wow, Marietta took off here and they popped the rating. They look a little bit smaller of build than some of the other kids, so this looks like more of a midweight crew. Apologies to the kids if they're not, but they look a little bit leaner than the others, and they have just put on the gas, and now they have open water. So they were employing what I call the rope-a-dope first 1,000, and they have busted it open right now. So Holy Cross now has gotten away from Cornell, and we get ready to pass it over to the tower. In that order, Marietta, Holy Cross, Cornell, the top leaders. Over to the tower.
500 meters there, really pushing themselves out into that lead. That was a very strong third 500 to move through Holy Cross and Cornell into that qualifying position. So we'll see if they can maintain it. They may have put too much effort into that third 500 with Cornell and Holy Cross right behind them. So a very good move by the Pioneers to press for that finish line and that qualifying spot. So we have a leader, Marietta, right now. Holy Cross and Cornell challenging them, with Columbia, Fairfield, and Gonzaga trailing. But right now, Marietta making a good move. Coming into the final 250 meters. They're into the red buoys right now. It looks like they have that separation from Holy Cross and from Cornell. Looks like that Marietta crew will be moving on to the semifinals for the men's varsity 4. So a fantastic second 1,000 for the crew from Marietta. Holy Cross with an early start. Couldn't hold on when Marietta threw down a great move in the third 500. So right now, Marietta has the lead. Holy Cross in second. Cornell's dropped back to third. Moving on to the reps for these other crews. But Marietta looking like your crew that's going to be qualifying through to the semifinal. It's Marietta with a slight touch of open water ahead of Holy Cross. Holy Cross with open water ahead of Cornell. And close racing here between Columbia, Fairfield, and finally Gonzaga in the 6th position. So a good, exciting race for heat number 4 of the men's varsity 4. So and those remaining crews from the varsity 4s will be back here this afternoon, 3:40 till 4:10 p.m., running in 4 repechage races with 2 boats from each rep qualifying into tomorrow's semifinal races. So coming up next, we move back into the men's lightweight categories with the first heat of the lightweight 4s, and then heat number 2 of the lightweight 4, and then into 2 heats of the lightweight straight 4s. So the coxless 4s to finish off the morning session here at the 2017 IRA National Championships. We'll be getting the unofficial race results of heat number 4 to you shortly, and then turning it back out to the start line for the start of the lightweight 4s. The first heat of the lightweight 4s coming up here will be Columbia in lane number 1, Cornell in 2, Harvard in 3, Colgate in 4, and Princeton in 5. And so heat number 4 for the men's varsity